Okay, we're going to do the sine and cosine rule again, but this time we're going to do, what we're going to do is we're going to find the angles. So finding angles. So it starts off the same way. Remember I used capital letters for the angle on the side. There's a small letter opposite it. And you had the sine rule, which was side over sine the opposite angle equaled a different side over sine the opposite angle. Okay. Now, and then we had the cosine rule. And the cosine rule was a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times cosine a. And you use the cosine rule if you have three sides or you have two sides and the in-between angle. So in-between angle. Now, so that's exactly the same as what we had the other day. I'm going to have a wee look now at finding an angle. So we'll try this here wee example. So we've got 9.5 and 8.4. And this is the angle we're going to look for. And then we've got 76. So I don't have three sides and I don't have two sides in the in-between angle. So I'm going to use the sine rule. So the sine rule is a side over sine the opposite angle equals a side over sine the opposite angle. That's a bit of a mess, this one. What you're looking for is in the bottom, so bring that up first. Remember it's multiplying there, so when you bring it up, sorry, it's dividing there, so when you bring it up it becomes multiplying. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Now you're trying to get this sine on its own, so I'm going to bite away at this. We're dividing here, so that will come over as a multiplication. We're multiplying here, so that will come over as a division, and that leaves me with sine x. So on your calculators, 8.4 times sine 76, close your bracket, divided by 9.5, gives me 0.858. Now I want the x on its own, so if I move sine over, it becomes inverse sine. So you're just moving the word over, so you go shift, sine, answer. And you should get x to be 59.1 degrees. Okay, we'll try another one like that, so you're nice and comfortable with it. I'll write this one out in words, so you can actually, if I give you words, suppose the triangle, you can draw it. So ABC is a triangle in which AB equals 6.4 centimetres and BC equals 7.2 centimetres. Angle BAC is 124 degrees. And the question is, calculate angle ABC. So I'm going to draw a wee picture here. So BAC, the middle letter tells you what the angle is. So I've got quite a wide angle. So we'll draw it out quite wide. So that's 124 and that's A. It doesn't matter if you put B and C this way round or the other way round. It doesn't matter. A to B is 6.4 and B to C is 7.2. I don't have three sides and I don't have two sides and the in-between angle. So it's the sine rule. So side over sine the opposite angle equals side over sine the opposite angle. Now again it's a bit of rearranging. Bring that up and that becomes a multiplication. And then we're going to rearrange it so we've got the sine bit on its own. So this is multiply when it comes over. And this comes over to be a division. So sine C. Just using your calculators, take you through it again. 6.4 times sine 124. Close your bracket, divide it by 7.2. So sine C is 0.7369 or 0.74. Bring your sine over and it's inverse. So it's shift, sine, answer to give you C to be 47.5 degrees. I found the angle C, but look at the question wanted. it wanted the angle B. So angle ABC, a full triangle is 180. Take away the 124 you have, take away the 47.5 that you've worked out, and just doing all that in the calculator should give you an answer of 8.5 degrees. Okay, we'll now try another couple using the cosine rule. So example 3. So we'll have this here wee shape, and we'll go for 8, 6 and 9. 8, 6, 9, and we'll look for this one. So straight away, 3 sides, you're going to use the cosine rule. And remember what the cosine rule is. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times cosine A. So what you start with, you must finish with that angle. So to get us started, here's our angle. So I start opposite it. 8 squared, other 2 sides, minus 2 times the other 2 sides, times cosine my angle. Right, I talked about doing them in pairs. But last time, I'm still going to do that. Well, 8 squared is 64, just get that out of the way. 6 squared and 9 squared is 117. 2 times 6 times 9 is 108. Now, this is where it gets complicated. See the way I've got a minus cos. Move it over so it becomes a positive cos. Move your number so you've got like letters on one side, numbers on the other. So 117 minus 64. So you have 108 cos x equals 53. Now move your 108 over and it becomes a division. Now move your cos over and it becomes inverse. So x is inverse cos 53 over 108. So inverse cos 53 divided by 108, close your brackets, gives you an answer of x equals 60.6 degrees. And I'll do one more, just so you get the idea of that. And again, we'll do this one through a wee story. So ABC is a triangle in which AB is 3.5 centimetres, AC is 5.2 centimetres, and BC is 2.7 centimetres. And it is calculate angle ABC. We know no angle, so I'm just going to draw a random shape, ABC. A to B is 3.5. A to C is 5.2. And B to C is 2.7. I want the angle in at B. So call that, I'll just call it X, because otherwise I'm going to get confused with my A's and B's. So call that X. 3 sides, cosine rule. So it's A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A. So let's get our starting bit. There's your angle, start opposite. 5.2 squared is 3.5 squared, add 2.7 squared, minus 2 times 3.5 times 2.7 times cosine x. So just get this 5.2 squared out of the way. 27.04. You do these two. 3.5 squared, add 2.7 squared to give you 19.54. You do these ones. 2 times 3.5 times 2.7 gives you 18.9 cosine x. So again, we've got the same problem, a negative cosine. Bring it over. 27.04 plus 18.9 cosine x equals 19.54. Bring this over and it becomes a take away. So 19.54. If you're happy enough putting that straight into the calculator, you don't have to write out all these different stages. You can speed it up. So that's given me minus 7.5. So this comes over as a division. And now I'm going to put into the, bring this over first, write it down. So inverse. Now don't drop that wee negative sign, let it go. So inverse cos, there's your negative sign, negative 7.5 divided by 18.9, close your bracket, equals. And you get x to be 113.4 degrees. Now, do you remember last time we did this? That wasn't actually what the question was looking for. Just double check it. Calculate the angle at B. Yes, I have found the angle at B.